Obvious here. Just here. Mr. Hastings. There's Choppers here. Give everybody a couple minutes to get here, and then we'll get started. Okay, while we're waiting for everybody to show up, you will need your notebook that you were doing your assignment from Thursday in. All right, I'm gonna go shut my door, then we're gonna get going, and see who shows up after that. Okay, so welcome everybody. Hope you all are having a wonderful day. I do want to ask before we get started on today's lesson. This class starts at 2:15. Would anybody have a problem if I move the start time to 2:20? If you would have a problem with that, go ahead and make a comment in chat. It's just I have a class that gets over at 2:10. Abigail, you do have a problem with that? All right, I will talk to you individually, Abigail, see what is going on, why you can't accommodate that. No, 2:20. You're in this class from 2:30, or excuse me, 2:15 to 3:35. So I'm just looking at moving this virtual part back 5 minutes just to give me time. But obviously, if there is a problem with that, we can't move it because it is what I already started up in class. So we'll deal with that later. Okay, so I asked you all last week. Let me share my screen here. To look at some pictures. we looked at some slides that dealt with the Aral Sea in Eurasia, above Turkey, the old part of the USSR, what is now called Kyrgyzstan and Uzbekistan. And we talked about how, whoops, right here, how human needs of the resource of water had caused the lake to run dry. And while there's still water, as seen in the edges of the lake and up on the northern part, while there's still water there, this huge lake that used to have fishing vessels on it, cargo ships, is now pretty much a barren wasteland. Then we looked at 3 more pictures, stations 3, 4, and 5, that dealt with the Highway 12 bridge being built over the White River and the subsequent building of a dam making the Beaver Lake. And here's the Highway 12 bridge, which we see here. Here's a picture of it here, and the Highway 12 bridge is right back here on this portion of it. And then we see the bridge again here with a boat going underneath it and just the water really close. What I asked you to do was to look at the pictures and give me some notices, things that you see, things that you noticed, and then a couple wonders. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask for 4 different people, and I'm just going to randomly pick your names. I'm going to ask you to tell me what you noticed, and then I'll ask 2 people what they wonder. And I want you to be paying attention because I don't want you to repeat what somebody said. So that's why I'm not just going to ask over and over again, because then I just start getting repeated questions. So, Mr. Boone, can you tell me something you noticed on those 3 pictures, those 3 stations?
I noticed when they built the dam, the water level got like really high up and close to the bridge.
Okay, so you noticed that the water filled up the area quite a bit, actually quite close to the bridge. All right. Let's see. Hema, what is something you noticed?
I noticed that a lot of trees have gone after they built the dam.
Okay. Yeah, because if we look back at the pictures here, you notice there are a lot of trees out in this area down in here. And obviously, while there are still a lot of trees, I mean, this whole area used to have trees down in here. You know, there's nothing but trees in a lot of this area. So a lot of trees have disappeared. Very good. Abigail, what's something you noticed?
Over the years, it got shallower and smaller.
Okay, so Abigail, you are most likely looking at the pictures on the Aral Sea. You're looking at these pictures here. We're actually looking at stations 3, 4, and 5.
Okay, one sec.
All right.
There we go. So, I kind of agree with what Hannah said. When they built the dam, there was less trees.
Okay. All right. Streaker, how about you?
I just noticed that, like, in the second picture, like in Station 3, like the first one and the second one, the bottom one, there's no small bridge.
Okay. the bridge is actually still there. Hold on, let me blow it up. It is a matter of perspective because the bridge is actually this road right here. The bridge is right here, and it actually comes back around to this road here. Um, it's like I said, unfortunately, it's a matter of perspective. It's right behind this part of the trees. But I mean, yeah, I will go with that because then you don't see it. So it is. I mean, that is something you notice that you don't see. So that's good. But believe me, it is still there because you are actually able to dive down into the water and you can still see the bridge being there. And let's last notice is Julian here. Did Julian show up today? Julian is not here. All right. Parneath, something you noticed.
Um, for that much amount of water to decrease, it took about 27 years.
You noticed that? Or is that a wonder?
I noticed it.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Um, Jacob, are you here today, Jacob?
I am.
Yeah. All right. Jacob, what is something you wonder?
I wonder how fast the lake filled.
Okay. Now, it was my impression that it only took Beaver Lake 5 years to fill. But let's check that real quick. How long did it take Beaver Lake to fill? Five years. No, 5 years to build the dam, excuse me. And that is a good question. My internet is running extremely slow today. First construction started in 1960. The powerhouse was finished in 1963. So we basically want to know when power started. All right, I'll have to do a little bit more research on that to find out exactly how long. But I will get the answer to that here in a little bit. I'll post the answer up as soon as I locate the exact timeline on it for you. But it did take 5 years to build the dam. 2 miles wide, blah blah blah. Yeah, it doesn't say it straight off the bat. Okay, and one last wonder. Is Leighton here today? No Leighton. Let's go with Joshua. What was something you wondered? Is Joshua here? Joshua's here. Okay. Joshua's not answering us today, so what? Ramchan, I'm saying your name wrong. Ramchan?
I go by Rami, and
Rami, that's right.
the top still looks the same after like all those years. I'm wondering how does it still look the same?
The what looks the same?
The top of the bridge.
Okay, the top of the bridge looks the same because they maintain the bridge the way it looks. Like right now, if you were to drive out to where the bridge is at, they actually have a crew working on the bridge. So, I mean, you see this and the way the pillars are, but when you look at this one, see the corrosion that is right there? They're going through right now and they are completely sandblasting the bridge and repainting it. So every so many years, they actually make sure it stays in good shape. Whoops. They want to keep it looking as good as possible. Okay. So today, you're going to be getting your first graded assignment, and it's actually quite easy. It is going to be due a week from I see a couple questions here. Leighton, this class started at 2:10. So next week, though, our next class Thursday, we're going to start at 2:15. Remember, this class always starts at the time that is listed on the home page. So if you look at our home page, oh, it says 2:15. I'm moving it to 2:20. That's right. So it actually will start at 2:20 and go to 2:50 on Thursday. I'm moving it back 5 minutes. So actually, I think I started at 2:10, didn't I? Okay. We'll work that out though. Okay, so water is a resource. Abigail, the links for the slides are there. If you look at classwork, week 1, W1D2, that's the slides right there. If you click on it, those will open up. So they are there. All right, so water is a resource. A resource is something that we need, whether it is natural or man-made. Resources are something we need or something that we want. One resource would be air. We need air. What do you mean, Abigail? Nope. Are you talking about the slides? Does anybody else not see the W1D2 slides?
I see them. Yeah, I see them too. It says getting to know you, and all it has is a quiz. There's something on top of that. It says W1D2 slides.
Yeah, if I open up the class, I'm going to open it up from the very beginning, Abigail. I open up the class. Right here. I click classwork. Right above getting to know you is slides.
Oh, 1 second. Okay, I see it.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
It's all right. And I don't know if you see the draft, but that's your homework for today, which I haven't posted yet. Okay, so air is a resource. This is something that we all need. Can anybody else, by putting a message into chat, tell me something that we need? Water, food, oxygen, coal, shelter. So these are all very good responses. Yeah, we don't necessarily need carbon dioxide. We need carbon dioxide offhandedly, Plants have to have the carbon dioxide to make our oxygen and our glucose. So plants, there's a good one. So we consider all these things resources. Or I should put fuel, the sun, these are great. Now, there are some resources that are what we call renewable. Arish, tell me how to say your name again.
Arsh.
Arsh. I'm sorry. Um, there are some items that are renewable. And to be renewable basically means it needs to be replaced in a short period of time. We typically consider a short period of time in our normal lifetime. So if I cut down a tree, is that renewable? Yes, because on average, it takes about 15 to 20 years to plant a seed and have it grow back into a tree that I could harvest the timber from. So yes, that's renewable. Is gasoline renewable?
No,
No.
It's a fossil fuel.
Will it ever come back? Can we make more gasoline?
We could.
Yeah,
No.
but it'll take a long time.
Yeah, it's not going to happen in our lifetime because what has to happen is the plants and animals basically have to die, get compressed underground. Pressure and heat will turn them into a fossil fuel. Takes a couple million years. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm not living a million years. Approximately 20 million years. So we have two different kind of resources we're going to be talking about. One is renewable, one is non-renewable. So your homework for today is extremely easy. I'm going to go ahead and post it right now. All right, it should be posted now. And what it is, it's just an extremely simple worksheet. It says, as you read the resources, write them in the correct column below. I've written some down here and I'm going to explain this a little bit different. The directions are a bit different. This comes off of STEM scopes, which I know a few of you are familiar with STEM scopes from school last year. But I want you to look at these resources: air, salt water, coal, plants, freshwater, animal, and oil. And I want you to put them in either one of these categories that you think they belong to. Now, we're not going to have partners on this, but I also want you to think of a couple more renewable resources and a couple more non-renewable besides the 7 that are listed right here. And then in your own words, I want you to write out what is a natural resource, what is a renewable natural resource, and what is a non-renewable natural resource. Now, just so you understand what I mean by natural, just 1 second, I'll answer the question. Is glass a natural resource?
No.
No, it has to be made. So I'm talking about resources that you find in nature that you don't have to make, not something you created. You know, a silicone chip is not natural. The silicone, the mineral, is a natural resource, but a computer chip is not a natural resource. So I want you to add a couple more natural, non-renewable, and renewable resources to that. You have a question. I'm going to say your name wrong. Yes.
Yeah. So I actually have two questions.
Okay.
The first one is, so in the document for renewable and non-renewable resources,
Yes.
how much do we have to list?
Well, you have to list those 7 and then give me
Oh,
at least 2 more of each one. 2 more renewable and 2 more non-renewable.
okay.
We'll just
And
make
then
it
my
2
second-
more. And like I said, this is a small homework assignment today. This will be our first graded assignment. There's not much to it. It should not take you very long to do this at all. Any question? Any
Mr.
other questions
Schillinger?
about it? Yes, Jacob.
What about in Hawaii when, like, the volcanoes by the beach erupt and the lava turns the sand into glass? Would that be a renewable resource?
That volcanic glass would be, and that is called obsidian. Duh. That's what obsidian is. It's volcanic glass. But the glass I'm talking about is like glass in a window. Because glass in a window is made with lead, silicone, and another mineral, I forget which it is, and heated. But yeah, volcanic rock, yes, that is a resource. It's a natural resource. Would you consider that? You cannot guarantee, oops, that's just what down on me. You cannot guarantee that it's going to be replaced in your lifetime unless the volcano is currently active. Because we do not know for certain when a volcano is going to be spewing out lava. Does that kind of make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. But interesting question. All right, you guys go ahead and do that real quick. While you're working on that, I am going to look to see if I can find the answer to how long it took Beaver Lake to fill up. And I will be back with that answer in just a minute. If you are